The wind howled against the log walls of the cabin, but inside, May was tucked away in her own little world. The kitchen smelled of steam, savory broth, and wood smoke. Grandmother moved with a practiced, gentle grace. She ladled a steaming scoop of vegetable stew into May's bowl as she sat eagerly waiting. In this cabin, dinner wasn't just a meal. It was the way Grandmother kept the cold at bay. Night fell hard, and the temperature dropped until the window panes were thick with ice. May lay tucked beneath the heavy white quilts, her eyes heavy but her heart full. Grandmother leaned over her, tucking the edges of the blanket tight to trap the warmth. The only light came from a single candle and the soft glow of a bedside lamp. "Go to sleep, little one," Grandmother whispered. Outside, the snowflakes danced in the dark, but inside, May felt perfectly safe. The harsh blue of the storm had vanished, and the world outside was a pristine, untouched blanket of white. It was a new day in the mountains, cold, bright, and full of the quiet magic. She sat up and looked out at the mountains bathed in the first light of dawn. Bundled in her thick red coat and pom-pom hat, May steps out into the crisp morning air. The world was a vast, glittering playground of white. She laughed, scooping up a handful of the fresh, powdery snow to feel its icy crunch between her mittens. With determined hands, May began to roll the snow across the yard, watching as it grew into a heavy, perfect sphere. She carefully added the finishing touches, pressing 2 dark coal eyes into place and giving the snowman a bright carrot nose. The cabin door creaked open. Grandmother stepped out, carrying a steaming white mug. She handed the drink to May with a gentle smile, knowing exactly what a hard-working snow builder needed. May took a long, blissful sip, her eyes widening at the sight of the fluffy marshmallows bobbing in the rich, chocolatey liquid. As May finished her cocoa, a series of small, shallow shapes in the snow caught her eye.
What are these? Animal tracks. I wonder where they go. Let's follow them.
Abandoning her snowman for a moment, she knelt down to inspect the trail of footsteps and began to follow the path. The trail led her back toward the shelter of the cabin, where she found the source of the tracks. Tucked into a soft hollow of snow was a gray rabbit. May crouched low, being gentle and careful not to startle her new friend. The little gray rabbit suddenly sprang to life, bouncing on the snow with light. May laughed and tried to keep pace, her boots crunching through the deep snowdrifts. The rabbit accelerated, its small form becoming a blur against the white landscape. She reached out, breathless and determined to catch up, but the wide expanse of the mountain began to feel much larger than it had from the cabin porch. The wind began to howl, and the air grew thick with stinging ice. She turned back, struggling to find the shape of the cabin through the blinding gale. Inside the cabin, Grandmother fought to keep the fire alive, and the logs crackled to warm the room. On her book, the grandmother read her a very nice story. She said, "Long ago, before the log cabin was built, the mountains were ruled by a giant rabbit made entirely of moonlight and frost." Once she had finished reading, she melted cheese on a stick, watching the cheese bubble and melt into a golden crust, a warm, hearty welcome for her granddaughter's return from the storm. After the blizzard subsided and the cabin grew quiet, May drew the speckled gray rabbit she had met earlier, wanting to capture the magic of their meeting and to keep it with her always. As the evening settled in, Mai prepared her sleeping area and climbed into bed as the mountain chill deepened
There,
outside.
all done with my drawing. Now to get cozy.
Grandmother leaned over her, gently pulling the thick quilts up to keep her warm. In her dream, the winter frost vanishes, and May finds herself standing in a lush, green meadow with her grandmother by her side. Beautiful, vibrant butterflies and shiny stars she had never seen before emerge and glow like diamonds floating in the daylight. The dream fades as the bright morning sun streams through the window, waking May back to her mountain life. May spent her first few moments of the day playing with her kitten. In the kitchen, her grandmother was already awake. She set the table with 2 plates, one for herself and one for her grandmother, then took thick slices of crusty bread and carefully spread them with sweet berry jam. To finish her chores, May gathered a small watering can. She moved along the windowsills, carefully watering the green plants that thrived inside the cabin. Even with the frost still clinging to the glass, the little indoor garden flourished under the warmth of the cabin and May's gentle care. May bundles into her coat and scarf as Grandma prepares to leave the log cabin. They navigate the narrow, wind-swept mountain paths together, leaving the safety of the cabin behind. When they approached the nearest mountain civilization, in a small cluster of wooden buildings, Grandma selects fresh groceries and supplies while May watches the bustling village life.
One steaming bowl of noodles, just for you.
Oh, wonderful. That hits the spot on a cold day.
The interior of the small village store was warm and inviting, its wooden shelves stocked high with provisions. There were baskets filled with potatoes, and the shelves were packed with various bottles and dry goods.
What a lovely walk.
Yes, Grandma, the snow is so pretty. Whoa.
Careful now, hold on tight.
Carrying their bags of food, they begin the long walk, taking the same path towards home. The familiar silhouette of the log cabin appears through the cold air, welcoming them back to the warmth of the shelter. The grandmother knows exactly what to do after a cold walk outside. She begins by boiling water in a kettle and pouring hot water into a teapot with dried mountain herbs. the scent of citrus, lavender, and pine filling the air, her method of keeping the cold at bay. She is no longer afraid of the storm or the silence. She knows that tomorrow the sun will rise, the kettle will whistle, and as long as they have each other, the mountain will always be home.